I'm checking in on you. Whoa, hey, I'm checking in on you. Ooh, hey, I'm checking in on you. Whoa, hey, I'm checking in on you. Ooh, hey. Yes, I turned it into a jingle now. Listen, listen, I gotta step up my intro game, okay? It gets better every time. I promise you. I promise you it gets better every time. Okay, I'm out here recording, filming. I thought, after having this chain of thought, to abruptly stop and say hi, because I just remembered something, okay? I just remembered a phase that I was in. But instead of wallowing in what that phase used to be, I thought to share it with you and use that phase as your inspiration. What's up, everybody? It's your boy AJ here, coming through your TV screen, your phone screen, your laptop screen, and beyond. Wait for it. How you bloody doing, mate? Yes, I had to do that. Okay, I promise you, I'm not crazy. It may seem that way, but I promise you, I'm not crazy. Okay. So I want to share what I've been thinking about. So, it's a little bit on the depressing side. Now, when I tell you this, it is worth judging someone for. Okay? But I think in order for me to be true to the brand that I'm building, in order for me to be true to the relationship that I'm building between me and you, I have to first be able to be brutally honest with first myself before I'm honest with you. So here we go. All right? Here we go. I used to envy people. Let that sink in. I used to envy people in the worst way. When I say the envy was deep, it was deep. But it's not from the perspective that you think it's gonna be from. Okay, I'm not a materialistic person. I don't care for material things. They have no sentimental value to me. I'm not materialistic. But in order for me to explain to you where my envy was coming from, I have to explain to you the phase that I was in first. No, a couple years ago, probably 3 to 4 years ago, if you knew me mentally, there's something that I used to do. So, for example, I'll use someone famous because it's easier to explain that way. Beyonce. Beyonce is currently, as of recording this video, the most decorated female artist in the history of music. Like, no female artist has more awards, as far as I know, and more Grammys than Beyonce. Beyonce is the top notch when it comes to female artists and music. I used to envy Beyonce. I used to envy the hell out of Beyonce. Not for what she has, not for her material possessions. I used to envy people like her for The simple act of being able to do what she loved. I envied people for being in a certain position. Now, it is weird for me to say that because you're gonna go, how do you envy somebody that doesn't even know you? That is where the depression comes in. I was going through this crazy phase of depression because I was trying my best to get into a right state of mind. And when I saw other people being able to do certain things and being in certain situations, it started to eat at my mental spiral, depression going down and down and down and down endlessly. I used to envy Beyonce for her ability to do what she loved. But it was bringing myself up out of that scenario is where I learned this one key factor. It is easy, when I say easy, it is easy to make envy. It is easy to envy someone, but I promise you, it is going to be easy to become trendy. And that sounds really corny, but hear me out. It is easy to make envy with someone, but I promise you, it is way easier to become trendy. It is way easier to create your own space to do what you love. It is way easier to give someone something to look up to. It's way easier to give someone else something to envy rather than you envying. Now, I'm not judgmental. As you can obviously hear, I was in that position. So if not judging, I'm sorry. If envying someone is your thing, you'll never hear a judgment from me. I understand why people are in that space because I was once in that space. But I promise you, it is easier to become trendy. That energy and that mental capacity that you have to constantly tear someone down, to constantly dislike someone for no legitimate reason, that energy could be better spent. I'm checking in on you because I needed someone to check in on me when I was going through this phase, because it was really unbecoming of me, because I'm not naturally that person. But that phase, I just thought about it and I said to myself, I have to share it with you. As judgmental as that scenario might be, as much as it calls for judgment, anybody going through that phase, I completely understand, because I was once there. The negative energy you feel when someone else is where you wish you were. But instead of clawing and trying your best to pull that person down to where you are, how about you create your own space to get up to where they are, or even past them? Dare I say, it is easy to make envy. It is easier to become trendy. I'm checking in on you. Whoa, hey, I'm checking in on you. Ooh, hey. I'm putting up that jingle for Song of the Year. I think I should. What y'all gonna do with me? What are you all going to do with me? Don't say throw me away, okay? Cause that's not an option. Okay, that's not an option. I love you. Hey, Charlie. I love you. It is easy to make envy. It's easier. It is easier. It was easier for me to create my own space where I can do the things that I love rather than to envy someone for being able to do it. It's easy to make envy. It's easier to become trendy. With that said, it's your boy AJ. I'm signing out. I love you. Peace out.